Hey, it's me, Jetski, and today we are back talking about more lost media, but today we're doing something a little different. As you can tell, probably from the thumbnail, I'm not doing one around Sonic this time, I'm doing one around Mario. Now, I have done a Mario Lost Media video before, but it was specifically about the lost version of the Mario Bros. Movie from the 90s. But today we're going to be talking about a lot of ones most people don't even know about that I find quite interesting. Before we start though, could you please like and sub? It really helps the channel out a lot. We've been making a lot of progress in terms of subs. So yeah, let's hop right into this. The first thing we're talking about is one of the most interesting things I've ever heard of when it comes to Mario Lost Media. That is the Virtual Boy remake of the original Mario Bros. Apparently this was supposed to come out in 1994. This is pretty well known. I mean, this isn't even the old NES version of Mario. This is actually the arcade version. There was some footage shown off, a few screenshots in magazines, and that's about it. It never got released though, mostly because the Virtual Boy was a massive piece of garbage and didn't sell basically at all. Nobody bought it unless you were a huge Nintendo nerd. It was super expensive and everybody just waited it out for the Nintendo 64, which rightfully so, because the 64 is a way better console than the Virtual Boy has ever been. This next thing is also pretty interesting. Apparently there are lost live action segments of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show called Club Mario. Now, these are pretty much all lost. However, there have been a few that have shown up over the years. For the most part, it's pretty interesting though. It is kind of sad though that not all of them have been discovered. I hope they get discovered one day, but you know, not holding my breath for it. The next thing we're talking about is The Adventures of Super Mario Bros. 3, Mind Your Mummy Mario, which had, I guess, originally licensed music that they don't own the rights to anymore. I guess a cover of Wipeout. They never own that, I guess, and the original audio has been lost, or at least the original version with that audio has been lost for some time. However, I believe it still has not been found. I don't know. That sucks. Hopefully it gets found one day. I'm curious. I doubt it makes the episode any better, the show as a whole any better, because that show is just wild, at the very least. On to the next one, which is also pretty interesting. Now this one is way more interesting than that last one. It's the new Super Mario Bros. Me Lost Wii U tech demo. Now, the thing with this is this was just a short little showing off thing. It wasn't really meant to be seen out of much more than just this little tech demo. I wish this was released, honestly, because this is a very cool idea, and I would love to see more of it. Unfortunately, it's just a little demo, and there are no currently available demos, which sucks, because this is such a cool idea, but I'd love to see it someday. On to the next one. So, the next one is actually a way more famous one. I usually don't cover famous lost media. I don't like to. I like to go and talk about the stuff that is more lost and not talked about very much, but I feel like this one is super important, and it's crazy that it is still lost to this very day. Even with all those Nintendo leaks that happened in the past year, it still has not been found. That is the Super Mario Bros. 3 Lost Japanese Prototype of the NES platformer from 1987 to 1988. Unfortunately, it is still lost to this very day. However, there are some striking differences. There are some really good videos out there just showing off the differences. I think Yuri of the Wind did a great video. I don't even know if he's still around anymore, personally. He did some great lost media stuff back in the day, though. It's just weird to think about how much the game's changed over time. Graphically, it just looks mildly different. It didn't actually originally have that whole, like, weird background thing it had in the final version of the game. Mildly different, however, it is still important nonetheless, and it's crazy to think that it's still not been found to this very day. Okay, so on to the next one. Okay, so this is one that I find most interesting out of all the stuff I've talked about today. Yes, that even includes the Mario Bros. 3 prototypes. I love stuff like that, but this is just really interesting. This is the Super Mario Bros. 3 partially lost deleted scenes. This is the 93 movie, not the one that's coming out with Chris Pratt. Apparently, this is partially lost. There was a lot of stuff that was changed about the Mario Bros. Movie. I already went and talked about a script. You should check that video out. But there is apparently a lot of deleted scenes that had actually been filmed, which is kind of weird to think about, and even mostly finished. One of the deleted scenes is the original dinosaur prologue, which was cut and replaced with narration and animation. The narration was also done by the same guy who plays Homer Simpson. Let that sink in your head. There was also some extra shots of pretty much Bowser chasing Daisy's mother in the intro. There's also a scene of the Mario Bros. Getting fired from their original jobs before they decided to become plumbers. Yeah, I don't know. There's also an alternate scene that shows the introduction to how Luigi and Daisy met. It also makes Luigi seem like a much better guy in contrast, because Daisy drops a bunch of plates and they break everywhere, and he sees that she's struggling a lot with her job, so he says he broke the plates on accident and he pays for all the damages. Like, what a nice guy. Like, this makes him seem like a way better person instead of just creeping on this girl at an archaeological site. Like, I don't know why this was cut. This totally develops a relationship way better than what we got in the final flick. There's also a scene of Mario and Luigi preparing for their date. An alternate introduction for Bowser. That was also a deleted scene. Unfortunately, there's not really much known about that one, though. One of the most interesting things, though, that really gets my attention is an entirely deleted subplot that definitely did not need to be cut out of this movie. It was Bowser's slow transformation into actually turning into a giant, creepy dinosaur monster. Like, over the whole movie, he was slowly transforming, and that's why he was trying to kidnap Daisy this whole time. It wasn't for some stupid... I don't know, I haven't seen the movie in a minute. But he actually had, like, a reason, like, a legitimate reason. He needed her blood or something to make sure he didn't transform into a giant dinosaur. Which is, you know, would have actually, like, developed his character a little bit more. It was probably way more necessary and would have made way more sense in the final climax. Speaking of which, of the climax, there was a deleted subplot that was probably pretty important to the movie and was continuously set up a lot and had absolutely no payoff. Maybe because they ran out of budget. I have absolutely no idea why it was cut. But it just goes that the two dimensions, the regular R world was supposed to almost like combine with the Koopa world, or whatever they call it in the Mario Bros. Movie. It was supposed to be a lot longer and a lot more complex. Like, everything was supposed to explode in the climax. However, it just did not work out. However, it was supposed to also have a bit of a different ending. You see, there would have been a big fight in New York where Koopa has fully transformed into this big dinosaur creature monster, and the Mario Bros. Would have had a showdown with him in the middle of New York. Now that sounds pretty awesome. Why was it cut? I have no idea. Probably the budget, if I have to be honest. But if they did that, I don't know, maybe a lot more people would look back fondly on this movie and say, yeah, most of the movie kind of sucked, but it had that pretty cool fight at the end. That's pretty much it when it comes to deleted scenes from the Mario Bros. Movie, so, yeah. You know, lost media really makes me think about a lot of stuff, mostly the lost possibilities of something. Whether it be the Mario Bros. Movie and all that cut content that maybe could have saved it from complete disaster, or all the scrapped ideas from the Mario Bros. 3 prototypes, or the deleted stuff out of the TV shows, lost songs, stuff that could have been fan favorites, lost forever. And to some extent, it makes me pretty sad. However, I am quite glad with what we usually get. Unless it is the Mario Bros. Movie, then I probably would have taken anything else other than that. But hey, who could blame him for trying something new? That's pretty much all I get to say for today. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you want to sub, that would really help me out. We just hit 52 subscribers. Let's go, dude. It was me, Jet Ski, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.